welcome to my channel. Well, I want to discuss the weather a little bit before we get into this. I was watching another channel. A person lives up north, and they were talking about, the weather and everything, and he said, Texas is, hot, but Texas and Arizona are always hot, so that's nothing new. Yeah, it is. There's a big difference. Our average high is 97 for this time of year. It's 100. It's going to get up to 107. So that's a big difference, And at night, last night, it was still almost 100 degrees at midnight. So when you don't get a chance to cool down at night, and it's above normal during the day, it is different. Like normally we only have like 100 degree days by this time, and we're already at like 30. So heat kills more people than tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, earthquakes, any natural catastrophe. Heat kills more people than anything else. And if you're in a heat situation and you don't have air conditioning down here in Texas, it's pretty hard to survive. Some people do it. Some people live in trailers with no air conditioning, and they manage somehow. But one of the ways you can survive high heat extremes is through the use of evaporation, water evaporating on your skin or something like that, and airflow. You need both of those. If you've got just water on you and no airflow, it'll help a little bit, but it'll greatly increase the cooling effect if you have any air, going over you. And this particular thing right here was donated by an anonymous viewer, so thank you, Anonymous. And what it is, it's a fan and a light with a built-in 18650 battery in it. So this particular model right here, it also has a USB output, so it can charge something if you want it. There's the 18650. You have 3 settings on the LED light. You have 4 timer settings, 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours. And it can operate from 7 to 24 hours. And it takes about 5 or 6 hours to charge. So here's, some of the different stepless speed. Switch button means it's just linear. You don't go in stages and stuff like that. It's like ramping or something. Type-C input, USB output. You got a hook you can hang stuff from. And then here are your little LED lamps. So this is the one for timer. You got, this little timer setting button here. And then this is the LED. And it's pretty simple. It just tells you the power indicator. All your little switches are down here. When it's full, it'll stay on that particular button. Let's turn the fan on for a second. So we're at 100% power right now, and this puts out a pretty good amount of. It's quiet, but it's really pushing the air. I mean, I can feel it on me right now. Alright, now you got the little LED light. Fairly bright. 3 different settings. It seemed like the low could be a little bit lower than what it is, but that is, that's what you get. And here's your little hanging hook. You can hang it upside down if you want. I haven't broken this little piece off yet. There we go. Oh, it's not broken off. It's just a detent right there. But yeah, this is, and here it has Type-C charging, your output. It's 4 watts of power. The good thing about these is, otherwise you would have to take a regular fan, an AC fan, hook it up to an inverter. You're going to lose some power in the conversion right there, and then run it, you know. So your inverter's gobbling up some power to try to convert DC into 110 volts here in the United States, and a battery, a built-in battery, is much more efficient, because all you have to do is charge the battery and it runs off DC anyway, so there's no conversion going on there. But it comes in a nice little box, you know, that pretty much tells you everything about it. Let me set the fan down where I can hold this. It gives you all that information there. Shows you a little picture of it. And let's see what's on the other side. Yeah, just another pictogram. Shows that the thing can spin around 360, and that can go up to 270 degrees. So, yes, thank you, Anonymous. This is going to come in really handy. One of these things like this right here can be a lifesaver, and I'm not using that as a figure of speech. Literally, it can be a lifesaver if you lose power in a heat wave, which is very possible here in Texas. If you don't know, Texas has an independent power grid from the rest of the United States. You've got an East Coast grid and a West Coast grid, and the advantage to an independent one is that, you know, in other states, let's say California has a high demand for power, they can draw on the other western states, and there could be a thing, you know, like a cascading power outage where one area needs electricity so much it's drawn from the others, and that puts a strain on the system, stuff like that. The disadvantage also is we're not connected to any of those other grids. So if something goes down, Texas has to fix it on its own. It can't tap into these other power grids to help it out. So it's kind of precarious here. And they've tried to do things, the legislature's tried to do things to improve it and stuff, but it winds up costing us a lot more for electricity, and it isn't necessarily any more reliable than it was before. I mean, they kind of try to say it is. But yeah, so just be safe out there. Just know the symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Usually what's going to happen is you're going to stop sweating. When you were sweating, you're going to get confused, you're going to get dizzy, maybe nauseous. If any of those things happen in the heat, man, make sure you stop. If you've been working, get out of the heat and cool yourself down, because it can be life-threatening. I mean, that's no joke about that. You can easily lose your life to heat. And once you've been succumbed to heat like that, it seems like you're more susceptible to it afterwards. Now, I'm not a doctor or anything else. I'm not giving you medical advice or anything. I'm just giving you advice. All right? Watch out with the heat. So, there you go. That's my little thing on the portable fans. These are also good for camping. You know, a lot of times you get in a tent and you think, oh, this is going to be nice, and there's no airflow in there, and it's hot and muggy. This can also help push bugs away from you, you know, mosquitoes and stuff like that. So, yeah, these are worthwhile having if you're in any environment that could get hot. So, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.